Hello, hello, and welcome to TechGist with IJ. My name remains Ijoma Wabukoye, and currently today we are on a section with. Sorry, can you help me to pronounce your name? I do not want to. I don't want to like pronounce. I can pronounce the Mohammed, but the other name. So please, you're going to help us to pronounce your name, introduce yourself, and tell us about your tech stack and how long you've been into that tech stack you're doing.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Ijoma. Thank you for bringing me to this session.
You're welcome.
My name is Mohammed Yahaga. So, I'm a backend developer,
Okay.
Fullstack is backend heavy. I've been into tech going to 4 years now.
Well,
Yeah. So, actually switched from being a web developer, that's the front end, to being focused on
over
backend.
focused on backend. That's
Yeah.
very cool. So can you tell us your experience so far? Like what made you to focus majorly on backend and how's the experience been so far?
Yeah. What made me focus on backend is because right from time when I was doing the front end, I noticed that I like the logic part. When it comes to writing JavaScript codes, where you be writing the logic, get.
Yeah.
I don't have eye for too much aesthetics for the front end, so I'm a logic guy. So from there, I noticed okay, it's like I'll do better in the back end side of
Backend.
things. Yeah.
That's very, very cool. So how have the experience been so far? Has it been hectic? Has it been going smoothly? How's the whole experience been? Focusing on the back end.
Of course, the roadmap is not as smooth. I don't know. It's not as smooth like that. You get
Yeah,
sometimes you have to learn for about 1 2 years before you can even say, okay, I built this. You get
that's
unlike the
true.
front where in the next 3 4 months you can actually display what you
What
are
you have
learning.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you so much. So for your younger self that is coming into tech, let me just say probably when you're in school or when you just heard of tech, would you have just immediate like transition into back end and not just get your hand dive into the front end? Or would you have taken the whole experience again?
Um. hmm, that's a very good question.
Okay.
Even if the thing is okay, yeah. For someone who is just starting, if they know they prefer backend, just go into it directly. You get they should go into it directly. Although I would still advise even a backend developer should at least touch the front end to know
Mm,
how things are going on there. But if you have passion for backend, just go for it directly and make sure you master it. Or maybe in between the lines, you can just dabble a little into the front end to see how things work. Even if you don't, code it or something, just check what's going on there. How are things done? It gives you more, more exposure.
yeah, so thank you so much. So my final question before we round this section, because I almost actually coming to the end of the section. So my final question is, what is your advice for somebody coming into backend? Like, let me say, for instance, I am a product designer and all of a sudden I noticed that I actually like logic and functionality, and I like to know how things are done, not how things look. And I don't have any guidelines and I want to go into the back end. What would you tell me to focus on, and what would be like an area of study I should check?
Okay. Yeah. I get that question a lot. In fact, a
Okay.
lot. Because, in backend, we have series of programming languages.
Yes,
We get
that's true.
we have Java, we have Laravel, that is
Ruby,
PHP, the
we
framework
have
of
Ruby
Laravel,
and everything.
Ruby, Python, and the like. So before starting, if you know, okay, this is the frame, this is the language you have in your mind, make sure that's what you are going for. If you don't have a language, you can try to just consult someone. If you are lucky to have maybe a guardian who is into a particular language, can just go into that language, since you know you have someone close to you who can always help you out.
Okay.
Or if you don't know anyone, try about 3 to 4 languages. Just spend like a day on each of them, or watch introductory videos on them and say, okay, which one looks like the one I will be able to understand early. Do you
Easily.
get?
That's true.
So once you pick the language, make sure you master the basics, master the fundamentals of that language. Once you pick a language that, oh, this is what I want to be learning, you just stick to it. Stick to it. Because you can't say one is hard and move to another. No, it's almost like the same thing, to be honest. Especially the high level languages, they're almost like the same thing. So once you pick it, focus on it, get embrace it, then master the fundamentals. So try to also build in public. Don't just be building underneath, and you, because you get tired. You might just get tired. Try to join groups. That was one of the things when I started. I joined a lot of boot camps. Once I finish one boot camp, I will join another boot camp. From there, I will meet people who are also doing what I'm doing. Whenever I get stuck, I can share it on the group. Okay, this is what I'm trying to achieve. I got stuck there. What's the way forward? From there, I will also learn from others. So don't don't get stuck in tutorial hell. Once you know you've mastered the syntax to an extent. I hope I'm not taking too much time. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, I can't hear you. Seems like I can't hear you anymore. Yeah, so I can hear you. I I wasn't hearing you at some point. That's why I left. Okay. It's- Exactly. I get you. I get. And one thing is that um, developers that are just starting this apps we are seeing or anything is built like gradually. You get from CRUD apps to to-do lists, from to-do list to library management system, hospital management system, gradually. Do you get? So don't get stuck in just watching tutorials. Once you and then again, even if you are watching the tutorial to learn syntax or to learn a programming language, you can't always understand 100%. But once you understand 60% of what you are watching, like tutorial you're watching along the tutorial, once you understand 70%, move forward. There are some things that you understand it better when you start using them in real world projects. Hello. Ah, my network is so poor.